Welcome everybody to C.K.G Sound Music News.
Yes, let's begin. So tonight's first story, we're going to be covering Mr. Snoop Dogg. All right, so Snoop is out here making huge moves, y'all. He actually just acquired DeathRow Records brand. So not the underlying music rights, but he just acquired the brand from MNRK Music Group. So MNRK purchased the rights to the label for $4 billion from Hasbro in 2019.
Hasbro, isn't that like a toy company or something? Like,
Right, Hasbro owns
Right?
DeathRow
Like-
Records. Is that what you're saying?
right? Wasn't it like a toy company or something?
Yeah, Hasbro. Didn't they do like what, Monopoly or Life, something like that?
Wow.
Wow, now they out here with Shug.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yo, that shows. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. And
Go
I
ahead,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, yeah, they made a comment about how he did not get the underlying music rights though.
Right. So don't get it twisted. Like people think like he owns DeathRow Records and he owns all the rights to his music or whatever. Like, nah, it's not the case. Like he owns a part of the label now. You know what I mean? So he's making his percentage and stuff. So that doesn't mean he has the rights to his music that he made with that label back in the day and stuff.
Which is crazy because it's like it's Snoop Dogg. You would think he getting paid, but it's like he's still getting paid. Don't get me
course.
wrong. But I remember seeing an interview with his, and he literally was like, "I don't get paid off of any of that old stuff, like Doggy Dog, all that stuff. He don't get paid like for that." So that's crazy though. But shout out to him for getting that little ownership.
Right, and he went on and said he went on to say that it feels good to have ownership over the label. He was a part of it at the beginning of his career, and as one of the founding members, he said, DeathRow will be an NFT label, and that's another whole thing too. That's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, creating an NFT like record or label or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I don't even. That's
So
crazy.
why don't you explain a little bit about like what an NFT is for anybody who might not know?
Right, so an NFT is a non-fungible token, which pretty much means that it's like one of a kind, right? So it's like if somebody were to purchase it and stuff, nobody else could have like, that access to that piece of artwork or like music or whatever it is, you know what I mean? It's art, you feel me? So to be able to create an NFT label, like, I don't know, I feel like that's taking it to a whole new level, like, you feel me? Like, that's kind of like pulling in the record labels back in because, like, we talked for a while how, nowadays, like, you don't really need record labels and all that stuff, like, because everything is so digital and you can literally just, like, hit people up and get stuff done. But it's like now they're doing this whole NFT label and it's like, people are saying that cryptocurrency, NFTs, all this stuff is going to be like the next wave or to boost us or whatever. And so, you know what I mean? For them to be able to do that, it's like, I feel like they're trying to get like, back into the pockets of the record labels. Like they're trying to get it back into their corner. You feel me?
Right,
like,
right.
I feel like eventually it's going to be beneficial for them, but not necessarily like the artist. You know what I mean? Well, how do you guys feel about
Yeah,
that?
what y'all think
or if
out
you
there?
guys have any knowledge about NFTs or anything like that? Try to speak loud too, because we have the mic and stuff. You guys want to say something?
I just know that if you buy it, you can't share it. You have to sell it. It's from what I heard. Like it's not something you can just transfer like through email or something. Like somebody gotta buy it from you
through some type of account,
right? Yeah.
Overseas, or you know what I mean, like any of those like platforms and stuff. So yeah, that's what do you think about it?
So actually, I think it's going to put more rights into the artist's hands.
Yeah.
Really?
Because since I work in the electronic space, the
Right.
actual first artist to sell a track as an NFT was Justin Blau, and he sold it for over $1 million. He was independent of a label. He actually spearheaded, which is now this NFT movement for records. And it creates, you got to think about it this way. The best example is look at what Supreme did. They created a level of exclusivity that people were literally waiting 5 hours in line for to get a
Right.
sneaker drop, or they would
Yeah.
have, running bots to try to get their drop. And if there's only going to be one person that gets a track in the world, you think they're not going to buy it for $1, $2, $3, $4 million?
Right. And I've also seen another thing. I've seen an article where like some companies being sued because pretty much like people are taking like artists' songs and dropping them as NFTs without the artist's permission. And it's like,
no.
what? Like, you know what I mean? It's like the fact that people are even trying to do that is like, that's absurd. And I feel like he said eventually they're going to create a system or something that's going to be more beneficial. Like it's time that us artists get, what we deserve, for like our music and stuff like that. And like he said, I feel like in a way, the NFT could either help that or not. You know what I mean? Just depending on who's like taking the initiative, you know, to run all that. So yeah, I think that's interesting.
It's definitely an interesting conversation, and it's just like wild. We're in this digital age right now.
You got the metaverse. You got people trying to do all this crazy stuff. Like eventually, this won't be a thing. You know what I mean? If people want to continue doing this whole metaverse thing, and like I said, in a way, for me, it's like it's cool and stuff, that metaverse stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like disconnecting you from spirit. You feel me? Because like. You know, like all these interactions that we're having face to face and stuff, like this is genuine. You feel me? And it's like now we're wearing Oculuses and we got these things and we sit here like
you're at home by yourself. You
right?
Like
we could do this whole C.K.G in a metaverse, but it wouldn't be the same. You feel me? Like the energy, like. And I'm the type of person I like sensing and feeling like the energy around me and stuff. So it's like, it's crazy. This world's crazy.
But Snoop's on it. You know what I'm saying? Snoop's he's recognizes this shift and this wave.
And the fact that he's one of like the pioneers in the music industry, and like, you know what I mean? Like people say, oh, because he's an old head and he can't keep up with the crypto and this and that. But like he's literally about to start an NFT label. You feel me? Yeah. So it's like it doesn't matter how old you are or whatever. For real, like you can do whatever. Just put your mind to it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out to you, Snoop.
Keep
doing your
Shout out
thing,
to
and
Snoop.
you know the world's definitely watching to see what you do next. So.
Yes, we're all interested to see what's up.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the next topic.
All right, so our next topic is going to be the Super Bowl. So pretty much, you know, everybody thought it was an awesome Super Bowl. People said it was one of the best performances and stuff. But also there was a lot of controversy. A lot of people were saying, like, you know what I mean, that one of the things they were saying is that the NFL told Eminem that they didn't want him kneeling, like, during his performance and stuff like that. Like, they said it was too controversial and political and just stuff like that. So they told him not to do it, but he did it instead. They also told Dre not to say the certain lyrics of "Still Not Loving Police," because they also thought that would create some type of, like, you know, situation between the people and the police, and especially in California, you know what I mean? So it's like, so they told him not to use those words, but he went and did it anyways, you know what I mean? Snoop Dogg, they told him that he couldn't rep his affiliation, and so he couldn't wear his bandana. So what did he do? He made his whole outfit, you know what I mean? And threw some yellow to be like, hey, the Rams, you know what I mean? Like, and then, so Kendrick, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, all the artists was talking. Kendrick, he actually dedicated his performance to Dr. Dre. I thought it was pretty cool that on this roster, Kendrick was the more, you know, modern artist. And I mean, he stood right up with them and had classics too, you know what I mean? Yeah. And another thing, you know, Mary J. Blige, of course, we got a comment on something she said. She was just like how she loves the fact that she's respected by her male peers like that. She said that she's always been respected like that. She's never had a problem with any of her male peers being the only female performer at the halftime show. So I thought that was pretty cool, because it's like, yeah, it's a lot being a female artist, you know what I mean? And like for her to just go up there and hold it down, you feel me? And like represent, it's like, that's big love and respect.
And honestly, I didn't expect, like, when it first came out that they were saying that they were going to perform and stuff, I didn't expect Mary J. Blige to like be on that. And not because like she's not good or anything like that. It's just like, just with the way everything is right now, you know what I mean? I feel like people would have chose something more modern or something, but it's like, it's cool that they brought that back.
Some truth, like.
Yeah, like even 50 Cent was out there and stuff. They brought him out there. And
oh yeah, you know 50. I ain't gonna get in this too much, but y'all already laughing. Like the internet, you know how they are. They ain't gonna miss a single beat.
Nah.
So, but shout out to 50 Cent, because regardless of what the memes are saying, my man's is still paid. Power's still popping.
My man's was upside down, still performing.
Right.
Jumped off and still did his thing at whatever age, you know what I mean? So, yo, shout out to 50, yo.
Yes. Yo, we got some comments coming in.
All right, what they saying?
S. Nicole said the Bengals should have won. We got S. Nicole, she also said might as well say that it was a tribute to LA.
Yeah. You know facts. And that was going off of that real quick. People were saying that Eminem taking the knee, right? They was like, oh, he's doing it because of Colin Kaepernick and stuff like that. But in actuality, people were saying that he did it out of respect for Tupac. You know what I mean? So it's like, people take it how they want, you know what I mean? They see him kneel, oh, it's Kaepernick, especially because it's football, you know what I mean? And then politics and all that. But at the end of the day, he said he did that out of respect for, you know what I mean, Tupac. And even when they finished their performance, him and Dre both kind of like looked up to the sky, was like, You know what I mean? Like kind of giving him that shout out. So.
See, it's crazy. There's so much conflicting like resources out there too. Because I read exactly what you said, but I also read that it was all planned. I read that they was like, we knew Eminem was gonna do that kneeling. You know what I mean? Like, but that could just be someone trying to be like, oh, we're not that surprised. Like,
I mean, look, we can get deep into it too. Like, okay, there's that controversy, right? And then there's that other controversy. People were saying that like they seen how Dr. Dre at the end threw up the little symbol at the end, and you know how everybody talks about the Illuminati and all that whatever stuff. You know what I mean? And then so like,
did he? I didn't see that part.
Yeah, it was quick. It was
I guess
quick.
I didn't see the very end.
Yeah, he was literally like, and then he was like, all right, we out. I did what I had to do. You know what I mean? And then so yeah.
Hey,
so,
but ain't nothing new under the sun. Though.
Right, but even when I was watching it, right, when I watched the performance and I seen how like Dre and Snoop Dogg were like on top, right, and then they was like, they look down and you see 50 Cent in reverse, you feel me? That's like as above, so below. You feel me? It's the reflection of each other. You feel me? So it's like when I seen that, I was like, you know what I mean? And it's like maybe that's why they had him hanging upside down like that. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
I mean, if we're gonna go there, another conspiracy or idea we heard or read was about the Elon Musk thing. You know what I mean? How the setup of the halftime show, I don't know if y'all seen the kind of like the way the houses was set up, and then there's these new houses now that Elon Musk is pushing that are real similar. It's like simple living, minimalist living, but it's like a smart house or something. So there's a lot of different stories and things out there on it.
Yeah, and like even like the city that was in his hand and stuff like that. He was pretty much saying like that, like they have control over us. You feel me? Type like, you know what I mean? And that's why they had like the dudes dressed up like prisoners doing the crip walk and like, you know what I mean? Because it was deep. It's like if you really watch that and you really look at all the angles of it and stuff, it's a lot.
I mean, and I have to.
Yeah. Right, straight up.
Right, and I have to say, and this kind of last thing I'm gonna say on it is like go back and look at the other performances. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know what I mean? Like without saying it, it's like what kind of energy do you get from these performances? You know what I mean? And then compared to this one, it just felt a little different. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm gonna say on that.
I got a comment about that. So I interpreted it differently. I interpreted it as it was a nod to Southern California. And, you know, if you look at, especially, I mean, the buildings were a little off, but if you go to parts of Southern California, a lot of the housing is very flat style living. Like the houses are flat, straight across.
Yeah.
And, you know, there was a lot of racial injustice in Southern California for the past how many decades with police. And
still going on.
So that's why you have the prisoners, and then you're showcasing that you put Snoop, you put Dre up top, and it's shown that, you know, now we run this city.
Wow.
So I interpreted it as that they're taking back their city because it was one of the first halftime shows, if not the only halftime show, which was all hip hop based.
Yeah.
So we took it back. That's the way I view it.
Wow.
What are you guys' opinions?
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even watch football anymore.
I don't watch football either. I just wanted to watch the performance, the Super Bowl, the halftime. And I was
Yeah, I
like,
missed the whole thing.
I'm gonna say after, like, honestly, after that whole deflate 8 months, you feel me? Like, it was that, and then you feel me? A couple games, you feel me? Watch, like, I'm a Colts fan.
Me too. I'm
So,
a Colts.
so like, I don't know. I feel like it's me as a football player. You feel me? Being in situations where refs aren't making certain calls. You feel me? I can tell when a certain shit's rigged.
Right. And like I said, it's not football no more. At that time, it's politics. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, I feel that.
Personally, I like what Dre did with the whole representation of Southern California, because like you said, they said it was like the first hip hop Super Bowl ever, and that just seems like improbable.
Yeah.
So they could be on like Super Bowl was like 55, and this is the first hip hop show that they've ever had.
I mean,
Yeah. And the way that like they demonstrated it to the people, like it was just so raw and real. You know what I mean? It was like they weren't sugarcoating nothing. It was just telling people, look, this is what it is. This, you know what I mean? It's the lifestyle we got to deal with, and it's just like showing people a new perspective. You feel me? Because it's like not everybody lives the same lifestyle. Not everybody does the same stuff. You feel me? So it's like just being aware of that perspective and just understanding that somebody might be going through something that they have to go through because of the situation that they living in and stuff like that. And it's like other people got choices, but at the end of the day, we all got a choice. You feel me? So it's like it's all about what you do.
Yeah, I love that. I feel like, you know, it's like there's a lot of things that's happening, like where we finally, as far as like black culture and Hispanic culture, like finally getting they shine for their contribution to America's culture. Like for a long time, they would only be acting like what the white folks have done was like America, like it's American. You know what I'm saying? It's like now they starting to put it out there like this is American too. Like it all go together.
Yeah, straight up.
The truth always comes out, man.
Right.
It really is. No, thank y'all so much for all the interaction. Like I said, this was
What
great.
they saying on there?
I gotta catch y'all up with all the
let's
comments,
get it.
y'all. So we got the Bengals should have won. We got might as well said that already. So many people lost bets because of this.
Yeah.
They lost at least $100 to $500.
Yeah.
Nikita said, "I love Mary. I need deets on her outfit." Zay Run You said, yo, what's up? People were saying hi, and then V Rickles said, yo, Taz is my uncle.
That's what's up. Well, your uncle gonna be on later, so tune in.
All right, y'all. Well, that hops us into our next topic.
All right.
Riri.
Okay.
Hold up. Is that little bun in the oven?
Little bun in the oven.
Little Riri bun? Okay. So, Rihanna is pregnant,
I know
y'all.
a lot of people probably mad.
So I've seen
The memes of Drake and stuff.
I've seen gifs of people crying, like, you know what I'm saying? So Rihanna is 33 and she is now pregnant and expecting her first baby with rapper A$AP Rocky. So Rihanna said, you don't have a lot of time to tolerate shit, you know? You put so much on your plate. When you're overwhelmed, you need to start cutting things out. And I'm overwhelmed too much, she said at the time. What's happening now is I'm going back to black and white. My gray area is shutting down. So, like, Rihanna is just on this whole new level right now. And, like, I think she's just literally glowing. Like, she said, forget maternity clothes. She's like, I'm rocking what I'm rocking. And, like, honestly, I think it's beautiful for real. Like,
her outfit's
fire.
I never seen that before.
And the way she said that, like how, you know what I mean, I'm going back to the black and white.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean, like I'm shutting that whole gray area. It's shutting down. Like I think that's fire because like I feel like as an artist and like for people, like we go through that a lot where we get stuck in those gray areas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard for us to like determine what is our next move or what we're trying to do because, you know what I mean, we got all this stuff going on and it's like we don't have time to focus. But then at the end of the day, all that other stuff don't even really matter. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like, yeah.
100%. And like Rihanna is a artist entrepreneur for real. It's like her fans be on her like, "Where's your music? Where's your music?" It's like Rihanna don't gotta
She
drop a
making
song
money
again.
off
like,
off the makeup and
off
stuff.
makeup, lingerie,
Yeah.
like beauty. There's skincare. Like there's so much that she does. So yeah, shout out to her.
And it's crazy because like, you know, she started most of all of this because she was an artist. You know what I mean? And that shows like, you know, being an artist is not just means you're making music, you're putting it out and that's it. Nah, that means you're a hustler. That means you're an entrepreneur. That means that you're trying to, you know, take advantage of any opportunity that comes your way. You know what I mean? Create opportunities out of nothing. You know what I mean? You be the key to the door. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah, like I relate to like, you know, what she says about that, you know what I mean? Getting out of that gray area and finding that black and white and just being able to focus on like, okay, this is what I got to do for myself. Because if I can't do this for myself, then I can't help anybody else around me. You know what I mean? If I can't help myself.
Big facts. Somebody online said Nicole said she deserves it. Just like Nicki Minaj, it's time for them to settle down and live their lives. They gave so much to the game.
Right,
Facts.
right. Just off that.
She was 16. Like, a lot of people forget that. She was 16.
Right.
She lived here, y'all. Like,
Literally, like a whole different life, and she came to entertain y'all. Like,
exactly. So, you know, look, we just wait on the music. But, you know, a lot of other people fuck with, like, what she's doing. Excuse me, I don't know if I can cuss or whatever.
you all good.
And look, going like he just gave me this hoodie today too. You know what I mean? So it's like it's all
Fire.
about the legacy that you want to create. You feel me? Like it's crazy.
Yes.
So going off of all that, right? She said, you know, I will want and I want to live differently. saying that within the next 10 years, she sees herself having 3 or 4 more children, whether she has a partner or not. She said, I feel like society makes me want to feel like, oh, you got it wrong, and they diminish you as a mother if there's no dad in your kids' lives, said Rihanna. But the only thing that matters is happiness. That's the only healthy relationship between a parent and a child. That's the only thing that can raise a child truly, you know what I mean, is love. Like, raising a child is through love, you know what I mean? That's the only way. It's like, and me being a father, like, I have 2 kids, you know what I mean? So it's like, I resonate with that too, you know what I mean? And it's like I said, nothing else really matters. It's about what you're trying to do, what legacy you're trying to leave behind to your kids, to your family, to whatever, you know what I mean? Your cat, your dog, whatever, you know what I mean? It's a legacy you're trying to leave, like.
Yeah, and like everybody deserves that. I feel like you going back to the gray area thing. I feel like artists like live in that place, that gray area of constantly building and rebuilding and content and trying to be perfect and trying to mix and master this thing right. And it's like, yo, you just gotta live sometimes, because like if you don't take care of yourself mentally, spiritually, physically, then like you're not gonna be here in the future to do all that worrying. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. It's easier said than done. We're human. You know what I mean? Like, of
course.
But you know,
but
Rihanna,
it's like we were talking earlier, you know what I mean, you and me in the car. It's like when I'm talking to y'all, I feel like I'm talking to myself. You know what I mean? So it's like we take, like, I'm saying this to y'all, but I'm taking this in my head like, okay, you know what I mean? This is what I gotta do type shit. So
yeah, because at the end of the day, there's a collective conscious, and like, you know, that's why I just want to make an emphasis that like Rihanna like is super influential. So like her shedding this positivity and love to the world is definitely noticed. So shout out to you, Rihanna.
And especially because we live in a society right now where they don't want to see families. They don't want to see, you know what I mean, people happy and just living life, you know what I mean, how they want, because they're not living that lifestyle or they weren't a part of that, you know what I mean? And it's just like, yeah, it's a lot.
Gotta let y'all know what the comments are saying. So we got some jokes. Well, somebody said watch ASAP cheats and then gets put on child support. It's a classic. They speak.
Let's hope not.
Let's first love, but like he's like seriously in love with her. Like I remember seeing an interview not too long ago where he's like, "Oh yeah, she's like the love of my life."
Oh, that was it. You talking about the GQ joint, or?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure, but
I feel like he was telling the truth. I feel like
he looks really genuine, y'all. So I'm just saying, I don't know.
And it's like, yeah, like you said too, like I did read something like that where he said, like, you know, he's seen her or whatever, and like, you know, they met and stuff, and he just knew, like, like that something that was gonna happen was gonna be a part of her life. And honestly, I can relate to that too, because like with me and my girl, my situation and stuff, it's like when I first met her, like, you know what I mean, randomly and stuff, like I literally looked at her and I was like, I knew like she was gonna be a part of my, like I was like, she's already my girlfriend. She's already, you know what I mean? We're already together. She just don't know it yet.
Hit us up like I found her.
I swear, because like something in me like was just telling me like, you know what I mean? And it's like, don't deny that either, you know what I mean? Like, so follow your instinct and shit, because like I said, now I got 2 beautiful boys. They at home watching the podcast right now with my girl. Shout out to my boy Makai and Andres and my girl Nikita. I love y'all, you know what I mean? And yeah.
Oh, that was sweet. Sweet little family. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to the fam. Now that's love. Yes. All right, y'all. We got a couple more comments. They said, "Yo, Taz is my uncle," and then another person said, "Taz my brother." Y'all tripping? And then someone, Go Monkey said, "Yo, Taz, my cake ready?" They loving Taz in the comments, yo. Yeah, y'all be hearing from Taz a little later in the evening. So, all right, so let's go ahead and hit into our next and final topic.
Yes.
Kodak Black.
Oh man.
Yeah, as
He's
y'all
going
know.
through some things right now.
I'm going through it.
So Kodak Black was seen checking out of hospital in LA on Monday after he was shot outside of Justin Bieber's after party in West Hollywood in the early hours of Saturday, February 12th.
Yeah, they said like 10 shots were fired. They said 4 people were hit, and out of the 1, Kodak was one of the people to get hit and stuff. And even just one day after suffering like a bullet shot and stuff, Kodak Black confirmed his attendance at the Super Bowl on Sunday. So, you know what I mean? Like, regardless of his situation, he still went and did his thing. You know what I mean?
He confirmed his attendance.
Yeah.
Shit, if I got that ticket for that price, I'd be confirming my attendance too from the hospital bed. Like I'm gonna be there. Like,
Look, let's talk about that real quick, right? Because like I think the cheapest ticket for a Super Bowl ticket was what, $6,000, $4,000 for the cheapest ticket. The most expensive was like what, $100,000. That's like Kanye West with the mass seats.
right.
You know what I mean? He couldn't even see, and he paying $100,000 just to go sit in that seat. And we in the middle of a pandemic, and we got no money in this world. You tell me, you know what I mean? You telling me that?
That's the 1%.
You telling me we can't get ours? You telling me we gotta struggle? You feel me? Yeah,
like,
man.
They paid their dancers for that, like minimum wage, and they had to fight for that.
Minimum wage?
The dancers for the they were actually not going to pay them. They asked them to do it voluntarily.
What?
No, it was like 60 hours for the week, and they asked if they would all do it voluntarily.
They got me fucked up.
They had a whole
Completely
protest just to
fucked
get
up.
minimum wage.
Oh nah.
Yeah, that's wild.
But ain't nobody talking about that because
Nobody's talking about that.
Because it's football, man.
Right.
I mean, I think there's even a bigger theme. I mean, look at the prices of the Super Bowl. I was supposed to go, and I was going to get a free ticket.
Right.
Right.
The one time I don't end up going on a tour date. But no. The one thing people don't talk about is, I mean, look at that, but look at how much companies. They say we have hyperinflation right now. We're looking at a lot of issues with brands, but brands are still spending $4 million for a 10-second advertisement.
Yeah.
Sorry, 30-second advertisement in the Super Bowl. So if you're saving up money for that, I mean, brands are. I mean, a lot of these companies have fired so many people, claiming that COVID has negatively impacted their business, which is true to a degree. But if you can afford to spend $4 to $8 million for a minute commercial at the Super Bowl, I mean, it doesn't seem like you're hurt.
Right, I'm gonna say you ain't tripping at all.
And
Oh
they
my!
spending that much money for not even the guaranteed business in return. Like they spending that much money on the possibility that somebody gonna buy their brand because they saw a commercial. You know what I'm saying? They spend that much money off of like, a possibility that somebody gonna buy, not a guarantee.
It's different if we were kids too, because that's kind of like the tactic that they use for children. Like, commercials, something that the kids will love.
And I don't know if y'all saw the commercial on the Super Bowl, but it was like an NFT commercial and stuff, and it was pretty much like, it was the most absurd shit I've ever seen.
He was eating Cheetos,
swear.
like just
like a
sloppy
slob, like
there,
he's in his house, like no shirt, he's like
literally
dirty as hell. He's sitting here eating Cheetos and
wiping
shit,
his hands,
and then he gets like a notification from like Discord or whatever that like his crypto is like popping and shit. So he's like. He gets on his computer and everything's his room's a mess and everything, but this dude just made millions of fucking dollars. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So like, just seeing a commercial like that,
showing it, like
the way they portraying it, like
you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you don't gotta do shit. Like,
you don't even wash your ass.
Like,
you got it.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
And that's the problem and that's why I don't get why companies spend so much money, because if you look at the way consumers view Super Bowl commercials, they're not looking to buy anything. For the most part, they're looking to see what's the funniest one. Right. Like that. Like I've never bought something off of a humor aspect. Like if I'm gonna compare apples to oranges, I'm not gonna buy something in the middle.
Yeah.
So
and like me and Ashley, that commercial popped up on YouTube while we was just chilling and stuff. And we literally sat there and watched the whole damn thing.
Right.
Cause I'm like, what? I'm like, what is the fucking meaning behind this shit? Like, I'm like, and he's just sitting there like a slob, like just wiping all over himself and like just not giving a fuck about nothing. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
It was like 8 crypto commercials in the Super Bowl. Like, one crypto commercial. I'm like, all right, I get it. But it was like almost every other one.
Of course,
Yeah, because they was pushing it hard.
I think they had LeBron did one too, right?
Yeah.
LeBron.
That one I didn't like that one at all, just because he's like sitting there talking to his younger self, talking about the legacy. You got to do what you need to do to make an impact. Go take that chance, and then it just goes crypto.com.
Right.
Wait, that was him to his younger self. I thought that was his son. I missed the message.
I think it was like a CGI version of himself.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. It was crypto.
Right.
Yeah, and he was like looking at the poster and he's like, should I do it? Should I join the NBA? And then like he looks at the actual LeBron and he's like, you won't make an impact unless you take a chance. And then it, like literally crypto.com pops up on the screen. I was like, that's borderline propaganda.
Yo, I seen this meme on TikTok where this dude was like, I'm gonna sell my car right now and quit my job pretty much and take all the money that I have and invest it into crypto. And he did that, and then he said he literally went broke, and he said he ended up going back to his job just with no car now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, shit.
Because they got those commercials where it's like, oh, yo, I just made $1 million off my crypto, and then the next second it was like, oh, I just lost $1 million.
Right.
That's a heart attack, bro. I was like,
Yeah, the highs and lows.
right.
What you doing? You lose it.
Right.
Yeah, also, it's if you're finding out about something through a commercial, you're already too late.
Wow.
Right.
You're already too late.
Say that
That's
again.
a big no right
That's
there.
facts. Yeah. And if anybody doesn't know, that voice that's not on camera right now, this is tour manager for Katusa, one of our business partners, Dylan Nichols. So
Yes.
anytime he's adding something, definitely listen up because it's definitely free game for sure.
He's done shit with like Wiz Khalifa, Steve Aoki, you know what I mean?
Chainsmokers, Smucker's Jelly.
Smucker's Jelly, right? We all know that.
Yeah, that's a whole nother interview, another day. But
Yes.
Yes, shout out to Dylan. And let's talk about the comments, what they saying. So Nikita commented and said, this for you. She said, boy was shy as AF around me. LOL, love you. And then Reckless said, super gremlin. Devin Brown said, had to come through, show support. Reckless said, man, Kodak been chilling for real. It was no point in someone trying to do that. Facts.
I think it was literally like people got into a scuffle. Somebody pulled a gun out, shot, and you know what I mean.
Wrong place, wrong
Wrong
time.
place, wrong time.
I guess.
At the Justin Bieber party.
At a Justin Bieber party. Right.
Justin Bieber probably inside the house looking out the window like.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Like, literally.
That's crazy, bro.
Psycho said clutch. Alex said hi. And yeah, that's it for the comments. So I think we're good on the news then. That was pretty.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
All
we
right,
got deep.
Yeah, that's the end of our MVD'S.
Yes.